Well, we're a wee bit late because we had to hook up another one of Digger's heaters. Yeah, we was going to be cold here if we didn't. And Bob's here. Let him tell you what's going on. Tell him who we are, Bob.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we want to welcome you here on Tuesday afternoon to the Wild Bob and Ronnie show. I'm Wild Bob. That's my buddy Ronnie over here. We're coming to you from Lafayette, Tennessee, right in the eastern portion of the state. And we're well blessed with global warming today.
Yeah, that's why we're so long getting on there. We're trying to make some adjustments and allowances for that there global warming.
Right, yeah, you sure do. You know, when not only are we blessed with global warming, but this, and I've heard it said many a time, this is definitely
well, I wasn't getting no heat where I was at.
This is definitely a regulation nation.
Yeah, I reckon it is. They probably a law. I know there's a law against what we're doing.
I'm sure we are breaking some law or some regulation or some rule right here.
Now, you know, Atlas shrugged the way they took control of everything is they made everything illegal in one way or another, and they just picked out how they were going to enforce it. Kind of like Eric Holder, you know, they just enforced the laws they wanted to.
Right.
And that way nobody complained about having these here onerous laws because it didn't bother them till they need them.
Right.
And then it's too late.
Right. Well, that's true. Are you aware that there is a development down in Chile? It's called the John Galt Retreat.
No, I didn't know about it.
Yeah. And you go down there, they got no taxes.
No rain.
Nothing.
No rain. It never rains in Chile.
Well, no, they're in one of the portions where they might have just a little bit of rain, but
there's one place that hadn't rained in 40 years. They didn't even put roofs on houses.
Don't have to, do they?
No, don't need them.
Don't have to put roofs on it that will stop water. They might put it on there to shade them.
Yeah, or keep the gnats out.
Yeah, but there's a John Galt, I think they call it John Galt Junction.
Let's see if we can find that here. We'll pull it up on the internet.
There's another one there also, 2 or 3 places going down there to be established by libertarians. And go to Chile, I guess, and yeah.
How do you spell Chile? L-E, C-H-I-L-E.
C-H-I-L-E.
Gulch, Chile.
Yeah, okay. You found it, didn't you?
Yeah.
How about that? I got a pretty good look at all that green vegetation.
Let's see what kind we got. Lots and pricing. They might want to tip us for advertising. Well, they done messed up. Got organic farming program.
Already started off on the wrong foot.
That sounds like a bunch of environmentalists to me. You can buy ownership an organic farm, but I don't want to buy shares. I want to buy property. You can I don't understand that, but it looks kind of expensive to me. It says $130,000 share subscription, 1.2 acre lot in lieu of $70,000 loan payback. Does that make sense? What's that all about? I believe this is a Chilean scam.
Well, I think so too. But yeah, I read about it.
I'd sell them 1.25 acres for $130,000.
I won't pay no $130,000 for.
That's $100,000 an acre.
Yes, sure is.
A little bit over.
Right.
Yeah, some right smart over. Several lunches. We don't recommend. Well, maybe we shouldn't say that. We don't know more than we just looked at here, but don't look like this here Galt's Gulch is serious to me.
Well,
They're serious about getting their money. They done got that organic farming tuck on.
It don't satisfy anything that I'm looking for.
Me too. I just want to put a fence around what I got.
Right.
Tried that up here in the city, tore it down, and pushed the fence over the bank, and then I had to pay to get it, and then went and called somebody to make me get it out. That was low down. That's about as low down as it gets.
You can't beat that. Well, you know, but this is a regulation nation. I was thinking how, as a young man, we used to feel so sorry for the people who lived in the Soviet Republic that every time they got ready to go across town, they had to make sure they had all their paperwork in order. And if not, if they looked kind of strange at one of the policemen.
If there's a driving an old truck with 2 or 3 different color fenders and a dent in the tailgate,
Right,
that's about as bad as trying to get in the Y-12, ain't it?
About as bad as driving one of them tri-colored Dodge Dakota trucks like I do. You know, if they think you look a little bit out of the ordinary, they're going to stop and check your paperwork. And, you know, it's got that bad here, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
Back when I was a young kid, we used to put a binder twine around the end of a tobacco stick and straddle that thing and ride it like a horse. Right now, if we did that, they would get us for abusing the tobacco sticks.
Yeah, and wasting twine.
Right, right, exactly right. You know, I noticed where the city of Jellicoe was going to be fined because they burnt one tire up there in Jellicoe, and they will report it.
You mean you can't burn tires no more?
Mm-mm.
How's a guy going to fish? Got a tire with him.
I know. How's he going to stay warm and see?
Well, how much they going to fine him?
Well, I don't know. You know, I think the fine was going to be determined, you know. What they did, they had some old city clothes that they were going to burn, so they just lit up a tire, you know, to get the fire going good, and the Environmental Protection Agency got them for burning that tire.
Well, ain't life wonderful? That's why people sit around on their hind end and let this happen. They deserve every bit of it. But I was a kicking and a screaming. They need to leave me out.
Right. Yeah, well, you know, what they do, those that kick and scream and protest the loudest are the ones that they come down on the hardest.
Yeah, you got to quieten the opposition.
Right. And then everybody looks and says, well, he probably deserved it, you know. But when it hits them, it's just like it was in Germany. They kept closing in, and you know, finally they just took everybody's rights away. And if you did not subscribe to their Führer, you were dead meat.
That's it. How? No, there's one of our local councilmen got in trouble over that and had a little help from the mayor.
Really?
Yeah, out there. Heil Hitler, did you see that? There's a big thing going on.
No, you told me.
I went down and paid my taxis. I parked right there in a prime spot on the corner, on the side, and walked up there, and there wasn't nobody to wait on, and paid my taxis and left.
All right, good.
I was amazed. I thought I'd have difficulties. I must have got there at lunch.
They were lined up. I went down there this morning, probably 3 lines, 3 deep at least.
I guess everybody's wanting to pay.
Yeah. Get it done before the first of the month.
Yeah.
You got a little penalty then, I believe.
1.5% per month. 10 months would be 15%.
Right.
16, that's 18% a year.
Right.
18%. 18, and then they charge you some more besides that.
Yeah, charge you some type of penalty, probably.
18% on,
Right.
let's see. That's $18 on 100, $180 on 1,000. That cost me $1,000.
Huh?
It cost me an extra $1,000 if I didn't pay my taxes.
Mm.
Well, no, if I didn't pay the city and the county both.
Right.
Oh well. I've rented it for another year.
Huh?
I've rented it for another year.
That's about what you have to do, really. There's no such thing as owning land or anything. You're just renting it.
I done paid more in taxes than I paid for the land.
I'm sure of that.
And I thought I gave a fair price for the land.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, brother.
Well, there's one good thing. The feller just lives a little while and then he don't know what they done after he left.
Right.
That's where they get you. People can't remember how it used to be. We remember, but they won't nobody listen to us. They think we're just old junk hoarders and stuff like that. They don't understand the purpose behind some of the things we do.
Well, I can't either, really, you know. It's beyond me because, like I say, I'm almost a generation older than you. And, in fact, say, how old are you now?
I'm 64, just like Paul McCartney.
64, okay. Well, like I say...
About almost 15 years, ain't they?
Yeah, 15 years older, you know.
That's nearly a generation. That's 20 years.
Yeah, just about. And,
But the ones that came along before you had lived in a different world.
right. My daddy
My daddy and your daddy.
was born before the airplane was ever flown.
Your daddy was born when?
1891.
Well, my daddy was born in 1912, so he's 19 years later.
That's the year my mom and daddy got married, was the year your daddy was born.
But depends on where you was at. If you lived in New York in 1912, you was probably getting used to all this regulation. But you know they didn't have zoning and stuff like that till the 30s. That was a German invention.
Right.
Zoning. And we have lost our way. And I don't know any way to get it back. I think it's gone forever.
I think so, really.
Out of total collapse and anarchy and complete...
The only way you could, I'll be honest, and I'm not advocating it, but is to have a rebellion.
It depends on who wins then.
Well, sure, but you can't win the game, you can't play it if you don't play it. So,
I mean, as to how it works out. It's kind of hard to fight tanks and bazookas when all you've got's a shotgun. But guerrilla warfare usually succeeds. It depends on how you approach the thing.
it'd be mighty rough to maneuver them tanks and things around in terrain like this, you know.
Yep.
And they'd have to continue to blow the tops off. They wouldn't blow the tops off the mountain, because that'd be against the environment.
You really think they'd fight by the rules?
Oh yeah, they'd have to fight by the rules, yeah. They'd have to sterilize all them bullets.
Oh yeah. Haven't thought of that. Not use any environmentally unfriendly ammunition at all. No lead bullets.
No orange, no Agent Orange.
No plastic.
Right. Oh, I bought a little old pellet gun. And,
You gonna start a war out there?
no. But I was good scope on it. And that thing had so much recoil, the darn scope hit me in the eye. That thing shoots
A pellet
hard.
gun?
Huh?
A pellet gun?
Yeah.
Is it a pump or a
When
canister?
it breaks down,
And it's got that much recoil?
it got that much.
Well, I've got one. I've shot it. I bought it 100 years ago, and you don't. It's just kind of like shooting a BB gun.
No, this is different. It pellets 1,000 feet a second when it comes out of that gun.
Well, mine is a 22 caliber pellet gun, and you pumped it up.
Mine's .17, and
Yeah.
you only break it down one time.
Yeah. One time.
Yeah.
How do you get that much air in there with one pump?
I don't know, but that is a hard-hitting gun.
Well, mine, I pumped it up. I think they recommended 9 times. I usually went 15.
Right.
One time it just clear the end of the barrel if you was lucky.
Roll out.
Yeah.
I bring this up and let you see it. It is a hard-hitting gun.
I wouldn't care to have one of them.
Huh?
I wouldn't care to have one of them.
I wish they, help multiple pellets. They're all
Yeah.
single shots. But it is stout now.
Well, if y'all interested in pellet guns, we got an expert here.
Right, yeah, and then I've got it for sale. If anybody wants it, and it's nice. It's got a real expensive carrying case with it.
Ain't got a scope on it?
Yeah, it's got a scope on it.
Where's that thing at? Up here?
No, it's out the house.
I want to see that.
I'll bring it up for you to look at. I mean, it does shoot hard. It's a Gamos, that's the brand name.
One pump?
Yeah, Silent Cat.
Yeah.
I can bump it going once, but I didn't bump it for one time.
And well, okay then. If it's got any shooting power, one stroke, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Is it old or? Maybe some new technology. The older they get, the less air they'll hold. Right. You can pump them up and then go shoot something, and you ain't got no wind behind it. Now, it's kind of like it.
I'm not sure. Now, I haven't looked at it. I just shot this one time. Boy said he was shooting. I pumped it one time, boom, man, and I'm not sure it's not mechanical.
I guess it could be. Might possibly have a canister in it too.
I don't think it's got a canister. I think it's mechanical. I think it's got a hell of a spring in that thing.
Well, I don't know. I never seen one with a scope. Never seen one you need a scope on.
Yeah.
I got a couple of BB guns out there that I bought my young ones back years ago, and we moving everything around, and I found them. I got them out. They're good goat climbing deterrents. I mean, they get up on top of your car and you insult them with them BB guns, and they get right off.
I bet so. I wouldn't want to shoot one of them with this pellet gun I got. It would embed in it.
Well, I wouldn't have shot him up close. I didn't penetrate the skin.
I ain't known it from a distance. I've shot my brother in the rear end with a BB gun. Well, I got spanked for it too.
Well, that, and he was climbing on top of the hood again, and I assisted him in getting down, and he didn't get back up.
Yeah, well, my brother was going to whip me for shooting him. I told him I'd shoot him right between the eyes if he come toward me. So he went and told my daddy. He wasn't going to beat me. I would have shot him right between the eyes.
We're sitting right here warming with some of Digger's propane. That's what delayed the show, is we didn't have any Digger's propane. It run out. It just fizzled right here. It's been burning forever, but you go down and get you some of that 5625444 right in the middle of the road in Sawmill Holler. If you get to wanting to warm, it's right cozy in here now, and it ain't been no heat in here since last week.
You got more flavors of propane than Baskin-Robbins has of ice cream.
Yeah, and it'll make you feel a lot better when you're cold than ice cream will.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I use one every day when it's chilly.
Wilson's propane. I use Wilson's propane to heat my house. I've got one of my wall heaters, and I go down there and get them 100-pound tanks filled up, and they just last and last and last.
They do, yeah. I ran one from, I filled it up in September, I think. I ran it to January.
Well, mine don't last that long, but
that's just with a little head on it.
But now well, you ain't heating but one room, are you?
No.
Mine, in this kind of weather, my two tanks will do me all the month. But it got down to 10 days back when it was down to 2 degrees.
Right.
But I mean, I'm heating the whole house.
Right.
I wasn't just heating one room. One room, it'd do all winter.
Right, yeah.
But I was heating the whole house. And then when it warmed up, I had a 40-gallon tank there in my backup, and I hooked it up. And I thought it never was going to run out when it warmed up, you know. After the last cold spell, it went for about as long as longer than I'd been getting out of them hundreds, but just because I wasn't
running as much or as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good heat, and like I say, you get about 100% return on your money.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was heating my little bedroom in there back. Back when I was, after it warmed up, in my bedroom, I just closed the door and I had a little electric heater in there, and I'd run it of a night, and I'd turn the other down, and then I'd turn it back up when I went out in the rest of the house. And that would work good because I could reach over and turn it down or up if I wanted to.
Right.
And I got a cold, and my throat was sore, and that was just, I just couldn't seem to quit hurting. I mean, every night it'd be the same thing. So I moved out of my bedroom and took my door in there in the living room and slept in the living room. And that's where I had that propane heat. And because of the moisture that comes out with it, it just made all the difference in the world. It's a whole lot better heat than electric as far as comfort goes.
Right, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of moisture comes out of that stuff when you burn it.
Huh?
A lot of moisture comes out of them when they're not vented.
Yeah, sure does. And that's what makes it so good, you know. Paper heats are dry.
Yeah.
You know, and just drive your nose crazy.
Yep.
Well, go on down and see Digger if you want to, and get you some propane. And
He'll be good to you.
right, and if you're needing a ride to the hospital, or from the hospital, or to a nursing home, or from a nursing home, or from one of these facilities,
From one relative's house to another, and you're sick.
Yeah. Just call 562-9370. That's the number for Vital Care Medical Transport Company. Been in business there about got about 40 years of experience hauling people around. It's independently owned, new modern equipment, the only one in the area with a mobile ventilator that can transport people that are on ventilators wherever they need to go. Good people to deal with, tender loving care, they'll look after you. So be sure and call Vital Care, or you can call 911 and request Vital Care. And they'll be right there just as soon as they get the word. So we appreciate you thinking of them, and it does not cost the taxpayers any money at all for Vital Care to operate. In fact, they pay a lot of taxes into the system here in this county.
Well, are we going to be on the radio again next month?
Well, what do you think?
Well, I guess we ought to. We kind of got trouble started.
We don't got enough to make people mad at us.
Yeah, if you're interested in hearing us on the radio, 1450 WLAF at 4 o'clock on Saturdays, or you can listen to us on the WLAF website. You can go through ugtv.tv to get there, or we'll also simulcast on the internet through Ustream, and you can get that at ugtv.tv.
And just got you surrounded just anywhere you go.
And that's 4 o'clock on Saturdays, and we also store our video show so you can watch it on YouTube later on in case you just didn't get enough or can't believe what you heard.
Right. And don't believe what you say, you know, you need to tune in to us.
Yeah, we're almost newsworthy.
Right. You know, we got you surrounded anywhere you go, you might as well just surrender.
We're about as good as it gets, too. Locally especially.
I know that. And a lot of times we have some guest geniuses on our program.
Yeah.
And,
Them geniuses is hard to find too. If they're smarter than us, they're really smart.
Gotta be. And so we appreciate it. You may want to listen in. Sometimes we might do something that you would appreciate. So are we looking at the Bartley trial?
Yeah, I thought I'd see if there'd been any new developments there. That's a bad thing all the way around, ain't it?
Well, oh yeah, there's no winners in this deal. Sure not. But it's going on, and it probably may, take the rest of this week?
Yeah, I'd say so.
This is a jury trial, right?
Yeah.
I believe they brought the people in from Union County or
Chattanooga, I think.
Chattanooga, okay. And so I'm sure wherever they're from here in Tennessee, they will be able to render a good, sound verdict what needs to be done. And we'll keep you advised. Maybe if something develops, we'll be able to let you know on Saturday.
That was the first real testimony I'd heard about what went on that day. It went down a lot different than I thought it had, and that I'd heard it had, and just to be honest, I don't think, from what I heard, it went in Bartley's favor. I mean, it might. I'm sure you probably get a better deal than you got the first time, but I was a little surprised at the way that worked out.
Well, it's hard, when the action was actually done or taken. It's kind of hard to eliminate the actual happening that went on.
Yeah.
And it's like most things, you have to call it like it is, and regardless on which side of the fence you're on.
Well, I wouldn't want to be on that jury. I mean, even if I didn't know the people, I wouldn't want to be on the jury.
No, I don't either. About the only real serious jury I was on was it was a criminal court, but I was on a rape case. And I explained to both lawyers that I knew both of the participants.
Yeah.
I also advised them that the night this happened, that I saw both of them together.
Yeah.
I was cooking short order in my restaurant, and they came in together and sat and ate. I did at one time because I told you what to order. There was a policeman in there at the time, eating. So I told them what happened, that, I was there, and they said, well, could you render an impartial verdict? I said, well, sure I could. I said, to hear both sides of the story, So they left me on the jury.
How'd it work out?
Well, I found him not guilty because what happened, I'm sure she got in trouble with her husband and claimed rape.
Husband?
Yeah, she was married.
Well, that makes a lot of difference.
Okay, and because she had, if he was forcing her, they were sitting in at the restaurant.
Yep, and a cop
there. She could
there.
have got up and left. There was a policeman there. She could have got up and left. And this was after the rape occurred.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, I don't think you were an impartial witness unless they brought that up in court. But I couldn't have found him guilty either in a case like that.
No, I'm knowing the facts.
You ought to have been a witness for the defense.
I probably should have. But I knew her too. And I knew her husband. And
well, it's not seldom you get raped and then go eat with them and go home.
Yeah. You go there and there's a policeman there, and she could have told me, Bob, I'm scared. She claimed she was scared of and this, that, and the other. She could have approached me because she knew darn good well I wasn't afraid of him.
Well,
He's
well.
supposed to be a bad, tough guy,
Yeah.
but I'd already put him in his place. He knew I wasn't afraid of him.
Well, all she had to do is run and holler, help, help.
Yeah,
There's enough
yeah.
people there to keep him separated.
Right, yeah. And, actually, I think, wasn't anything said that night about it, and then the next day she charges him with rape, and there's no such thing as rape anyhow. Did you know that?
There's what?
There's no such thing as rape.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
a woman
something.
with her dress up can run a lot faster than a man
I've always
with his
heard
britches
that.
down.
But you know, they both wear pants now.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of forceful intercourse that, it's just a bad situation.
There's a lot of bad situations around here, Bob.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
They're really having a shootout up the city, ain't they? They're just a fighting and a fuming. That's the way it is,
You know,
When the rats get through eating all the grain and backstabbing all their friends, then they start fighting amongst themselves.
right, exactly what they did. And there is no honor among thieves.
No, and there's a lot of thieves among thieves, though. I understand they're getting kind of stretched on funds up there some. I don't mean they're ready to go bankrupt, but they're spending out of their...
They couldn't be because they had a 67% tax.
Well, I think I've been told they're spending out of the hospital funds, the stuff they had to put away.
I don't know whether they can do that or not, can they?
I don't know. I didn't think they could, but that's what I was told. I don't know. I wouldn't take it to the bank.
We got a call coming into the show here. Hey, you're on the air. What do you want? That's okay. What can I tell the folks? Okay. All right.
Bye.
See you in a little bit. All right.
Our caller said bye.
That was the War Department.
You notice we don't really promote the phone number here on Tuesday night, but that don't mean we don't want you to call us. It's just right now it's so
You can call
inconvenient.
my secretary at 562. What is that number? 562-2676.
Yeah, but you won't get through here.
Why?
It's rolled over to Richard.
Huh?
It's rolled over to Richard.
No, Richard can come and get us.
Well, okay then.
How about 494-5020?
Yeah, well, I can't put them on the air. Well, I guess I might could. 423-494-5020.
Maybe somebody will call us that does not really enjoy the sound of their own voice.
Well, that could happen, I suppose. I know we've done everything else.
Well, we can get us one of them smartphones. They got one that will actually print out the message that's been spoken.
Yeah, well, I want one that'll pay its own bill.
I'd just like to know how much money is spent on cell phones around here in La Follette. And that even includes Obama's free phone.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry,
I
Bob.
know that, yeah. But, I see you get good reception on your cell phone out your house. See?
Verizon.
Yeah, I know that. I don't get all that good on mine,
Yeah, it works good. I lose cell service at the end of the holler up here as I start up the hill, and then it's kind of iffy. It's off and on till I get to Grantsboro, and then I've got it again, and I lose it down the whole there at Rainbow, and then as I go back up the hill, I get it, and I'm good the rest of the way home.
Okay.
Now, I didn't used to. I just started getting cell service a couple years ago
Right.
at home.
Right. Well, you know, I went for so many years without a phone at all, you know, and even longer than that without a cell phone. So probably, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50-some years of my life or better, I had no cell phone service.
Well, I'm going to say the first 15 or 16 years of my life, there wasn't no options for telephones where I lived.
Right.
And then when we got one, it was an 8-party line.
Yeah.
That's about as useful as a...
Well, I was 15 or 16 when we got a house phone, and it was an 8-party line.
They ain't much good, are they?
Well, you find out, you know, you don't need a news program. You
Yeah.
find out what's going on in
Yeah.
the community, you know.
I don't know why we bothered to have rings, because anytime it rung, everybody answered.
Yeah, I remember those days.
One long, two shorts. How many rings does it take to service 8 people? You got ring, and then you got ring, and you got ring, and then you got ring, and ring, and then ring. I just need one more. I can do that.
Right.
You can go ring, you got it. That's 8 out of 3 options. What if you can do it with 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, can't get 8 out of two rings.
Right.
There you go, ring.
You know, I was real pleased
Ring.
to see that Dale Jr. won the
Ring.
Daytona 500.
Ring.
Dale Jr., his daddy, Dale Sr., used to race motorcycles on my farm, and I knew his grandpa real good. But I don't know Dale Jr., but his daddy, Dale Earnhardt, run motorcycles on my farm when he was 13, 14 years old, and I knew his grandpa Ralph real well. So I was real pleased to see Junior win. It's been about 4 years since he's won one.
Yeah, I know. He's still been making pretty good money, though.
Oh, I'm sure of that, yeah. I'm sure of that. He's probably not making as much as his daddy. His daddy was making 90-some million a year.
I wouldn't work but a couple of years. I'd be like that guy sold that train. I'd just run 1 year and quit.
So one engine and retired. Well, that'd be about like the guy that sold those solar panels to the county. You know, that's a pretty good little lick. For how many million did they sell it to him for?
He ended up borrowing 1.6, I think.
1.6. So probably a good 20 to 30% commission on that. And so you're talking about enough to buy groceries.
Yeah. I'm still wondering why you pay $1,800 for a desk to go in the library and can't afford an exhaust fan for the bathroom. And how in the world do you get an inspector that don't know he's supposed to have an exhaust fan in the bathroom?
Oh, they got a good one. Is that the one that was looking in that receptacle with a flashlight?
No, that was a different one. Hello. You heard about that guy that went in, that nutcase went in to rob this store, and he pulled the trigger and the thing didn't fire, and he looked at it and pulled it again and killed himself, do you? That's smart.
Oh, Lord.
And more people should do that.
Huh?
More criminals should do that.
They ought to furnish more inspectors with guns.
Yeah.
Should they?
Flashlights just don't get the job done.
Oh, Lord. Well, how do you think my little cleanup job's looking up there?
Well, it suits me. I don't know if it suits anybody else or not.
Yeah, we're in pretty good shape. cleaning wires.
You decided not to move your trailer?
Huh?
You decided not to move your trailer?
Which one?
The one sitting up there out front. You said you're going to put it inside.
Oh, we probably will. You know, I always take my own good time to do whatever I want to do.
That worked out real good the last time.
No, it didn't. Well,
For me especially.
you live and
Well, I
learn.
don't know. It didn't work out too good for either one of us. Not a liars and Bob, but
All right. You know, we, I don't know whether you've heard it or not, but, you know, on your global warming deal, have you heard the latest?
no.
They've done their censoring any communiques regarding global warming and cutting out anything they don't want said.
Yeah, I know it.
And well, they did that when they originally set up that computer model, and they eliminated anything that adversely went against global warming. And so anytime you start on a false premise, you're going to wind up with a result that's not true. And that's exactly what they've done with global warming. It's nothing but a political ploy. If any warming is occurring, then it has done so in the past. And in fact, 1,000, 1,100 years ago, it was warmer than it is now. But they don't want to show any of that.
I know that too. That's the way life is, I suppose.
Right.
It's hard to believe it's been 50
And,
years. I actually
and of course,
remember
Obama
this
has come up with, he's going to take 2 more months to decide on the Keystone pipeline.
Yeah, how many years you had?
Huh?
How many years has he
How many
had?
years is 2 months? Yeah. Probably stretching to several. Well, he wants to keep, what's his name, in business with his trains, transporting that oil, because, you know, 800 million gallons a day will come down the pipeline, and that'll fill up like many train cars.
I'm trying to find a cartoon to show you here. Let's see. I was trying to find a cartoon here to show you. Let's see. Here we go. See that? This is John Kerry and Barack Obama. I don't know who that is. And then we've got Galileo here. Galileo.
They declined him.
Yeah. They restricted him to house arrest for the rest of his life because he went against the established,
Science.
settled science
Right. Right.
that the sun went around the earth. I mean, that was settled
And
science.
you can't have heresy like that.
No,
Because John Kerry and Obama, you know, they still believe that they are the center of the universe, that everything revolves around them. We have lost, I don't know how much, statues throughout the world. They don't believe anything we say.
well, we're in the process of pulling back to a third-rate power, and we're going at it at a fast pace.
Yeah. And there's no reason we still have the greatest amount of natural resources of any country in the world.
And we got enough to get by, that's for sure, if we'd use them. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to comment upon?
Well, I just like to say I've got some nice washers and dryers, kitchen stove, propane wall heaters. I've got couches, beds, mattresses, tables, baby items. I've got everything from a toddler bed to walkers, and I've also got strollers and the baby seats.
Do you remember trundle beds?
Do I have one?
Do you remember them?
Yeah.
What are they?
A trundle bed's one slides up on the other one.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's where you kept your young'un.
Huh?
Where you kept your young'un, just slid him under the bed.
No, what we did, see, we had a big oak chest of doors.
Yeah.
Big, massive doors. And
Yeah. Yeah.
they actually made a little bassinet in
Yeah.
the top door, and that's where they kept me. And
Yeah.
I said, yeah, and when I cried, you just shut the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's what we need now.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There are some people that would put a lock on it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I said, yeah, when I cried, you just shut the door. And, but nowadays, you know, it takes an awful lot of stuff for children. And so if you need anything, just come on by, folks. I'll be glad to pick you up.
And I sell roofing and siding and sheetrock and plywood some and windows and doors and 2x4s and 1x4s. And if you're campaigning out there and need some signs to put your lies on, I'll sell them to you at a discount. You can just lie all over the county.
Right? You can do that.
And I've got roofing too. Did I mention I've got roofing? I got shingles and I got metal and I got it all. I can keep you warm. I can insulate you. I can keep you warm and dry and safe because you can lock the door and close the windows. I can just do it all. It's in here at 562-2676 if you need any information. I got kitchen rugs. That's that linoleum stuff. You know, that's what they wouldn't have hardwood in the Titanic. They wanted that modern stuff.
Right,
They
yeah.
put linoleum down.
Right. Is that what they use in Titanic?
Yeah.
Linoleum?
Yeah. I mean, whatever they had, it wasn't the same kind they've got now, but it was kitchen rugs because it was
Right.
more elegant, more up to date than
Right.
the current stuff. I mean,
Well, I remember back when we thought we were in high society when we bought a new kitchen rug.
well, you know, everybody had hardwood back then.
Right,
They wanted something modern.
yeah. Right, yeah.
Tell them bye, Bob. We'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see you Saturday afternoon from 4 to 5, 1450 WLAF here in La Follette.
Thank you.